about it.
Let's stick with Rogue One for a second here. I have a question that I concede in advance is inherently paradoxical because Rogue One obviously came first and thus gave us Andor, and so I will now ask you to engage in a thought experiment in which that was not the order in which that happened. If you were embarking upon Rogue One now, if you were approaching it now after Andor had concluded, how would you think about the mission of that film differently? Would you think about it differently? Would there be anything about Cassian's final act of service that you viewed in a new light or through a new lens? Would there be any themes that you had explored in Andor that you would want to center in a different way in Rogue One? And, are there any characters who you spent time with across 2 seasons of the series who you find yourself wishing could be there in the movie?
That question would give me a headache.
Good evening and happy, I'm going to call it Rogue One Tuesday. I don't know about you guys, but I miss having to watch new episodes on Andor. And it's funny, when Andor was coming on, I was like, why do we have 3 episodes at once? I'm tired. It's slow. I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. And then episodes 6, 7, 8, they came up in the mix, and I was like, wait a minute, what the hell? And it changed everything. Now, I'd like to first apologize for doing this so late. Number one, I was engrossed. I was immersed. I was just, and I'm still obsessed with all things Tony was it Gilroy and Andor. If Tony's doing an interview or anybody from that camp, or if there's YouTubers talking about Andor, I was like, wait, I can't see Rogue One. I just want to see how everyone's thoughts. I would say 98% of the stuff that came on my timeline was positive. I met one group that didn't like it. That's okay. I definitely would like to share my thoughts about Andor for sure. It was great, but of course, I do have my own personal feelings, and because I was there with doing watch parties with you, and so as we get comfortable, I want you to grab your blue noodles. Remember, they had blue noodles in Andor. I did a decent job with it because I'm vegan, so I had to find a way to make it taste like cheese, like a fettuccine or whatever. It's really good though. I do regret though not making a recipe. I just do stuff together, and I was like, how did I do this? But get your snacks, whatever you're getting ready. We're about to do the watch party. And of course, you got to do a little presentation just in case people want to warm up, get ready. All right. So we are watching Rogue One tonight. This intro was brought to you by the Ringerverse. Very good. I don't know if it's a podcast. I'm going to classify it as a podcast or discussion kind of YouTube show. I left. Now, of course, I didn't reveal what Tony said. I want you to go over there, watch the video in its entirety. I left the links in the description bar. Show these ladies some love and sub to their channel as well. So as I was working on this presentation today, LOL to the Andor Reddit group I'm in. This is Cyril and Dedra. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. This is the first time in history that I felt this type of excitement and investment in a Star Wars project ever. Now, I'm not going to go back to the originals and prequels and stuff because one, I don't recall when I saw it. I know I saw it as a little girl. It was in the 80s. And I think my brother forced me to watch it, and I ended up liking it. And then my mom brought him some really cool toys that I so wish he kept on to. And then I saw the prequels. I don't even remember when I saw it. I was in college in that era, so I honestly just have a lot of college memories. But I know when I saw episode 3, wow, I was like, tag. Like I never cared about Darth Vader until I saw the whole prequel series and how like George Lucas humanized uh Darth Vader and just the whole manipulation with Palpatine, the monster who will come for us all. Yeah. And so and of course we have the last three movies. I'd rather not talk about it. I don't yeah, let's just move forward. It's, it's too complicated just to sum that up quickly. So I still have the Disney ad tier, which means that most of my watch parties will have ads until the end of the year. But I so happily own episodes 1 through 6 and Rogue One, which means we have the option for a commercial free environment. And you guys chose for it to be ad free. I thank all you guys for voting. I'll be honest, I love ads when I'm by myself. In a watch party kind of world, not so much. And so I don't know, 90% I'm just gonna just upgrade my Disney Plus to ad free tier. But just for the record, I do love ads. It gives you a moment to go to the bathroom, stretch, break, cook, get some more blue noodles, whatever. So, congratulations to Rogue One for being the number one watch title on Disney Plus. A lot of people saw Rogue One right after the series. Me personally, I actually decided to rewatch season 1 and 2 of Andor. And I'm going to highly recommend you do that, but again, we'll talk about Andor in a second. Like I said, I have been immersed, obsessed, all things Star Wars. I've always loved Star Wars, but it's just different this time. This is a whole different kind of love. Like, have you ever been in love? Right? It could be your first love, it could be whatever, your college love, just someone you loved. And then you realized in time that even though you were in love, you meet someone in the future and you really experience what real love is. Not saying your first love or your college love doesn't count, but I think you have a better sense of who you are as you grow older, experience more relationships, and whatever. And I feel like I always was in love with Star Wars, but now I'm in love with Star Wars. I feel like, you know, or even better, have you ever been in love and you've been with them for an extended amount of time and realize you are falling in love, like you can't see yourself without them? Clearly, I'm in love. But anyway, um, congratulations to the success of Andor and some of their uh episodes. There's some episodes that I could just watch over and over and over and over and over again. Um, Who Are You is by far my favorite. Who are you? That was like the biggest shade and wake up call that Cyril was really wasting a lot of his energy trying to chase this man. And I mean, he a lot went on the line. Like the whole butterfly effect starts with technically it starts with Andor looking for his sister. And then Cyril, who doesn't like listen to his commander, couldn't let it go that Andor had killed two of their officers because something went left, you know. And so the point is everything kind of like happens because of these two major events in the movie. One, Andor looking for his sister. He bumped into these two officers in a I guess it was a brothel. And then these two officers try to shake him down. Andor kills his ass. And then the rest is it. No, wait. And then Cyril was like, no, these are two officers. We need justice for the officers. And then they were like, bro, let them go. They shouldn't have been in a brothel. Clearly, like these dudes were shady, whatever. Who cares? And then Cyril being who actually, I have some qualities of Cyril, but that's a whole different story. But Cyril was like, "Oh hell no, I'm gonna do justice." And um, the rest is history. Well, technically, Rogue One is season 3. It honestly is. Now, I will piggyback on what you're really, really saying. It would have been better if there was legit episode of season 3, and then maybe season 4 could have been Andor. But I think they had two unique challenges. The actors and actresses were aging, and that's not good if you're supposed to be going back in time. Now, of course, they have the technology and they clearly had the budget to de-age people and make them look younger. But I know money was probably an issue. There was some pushback with the community with season 1, yada, yada, yada. And I honestly think, Tony and his team took all the criticism, all the feedback of season 1 and made some of the best Star Wars I have ever seen in the Disney Plus era. Now, I will give credit to the maker himself, George freaking Lucas. I used to watch the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6, almost every day, over and over and over and over and over again. 'Cause that's all I really owned, and I used to have it on this little iPod. And so the last time I watched the Star Wars movie or Star Wars anything to this level was with the original trilogy. This is the first time ever in the Disney Plus era that I am obsessed with Andor. I'm like, and it's funny. So I rewatched Andor seasons 1 and 2 twice. And as soon as we're done with this live, I'm going to watch seasons 1 and 2 again. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's just there's reasons. So this is the part I struggle with. I asked a question on this YouTube channel on our latest poll. If you had to introduce Star Wars to a newbie, where do you start? A lot of people said the trilogy, some said the prequels, and some said Rogue One. No one said Andor. And it's so interesting. For one, I think age plays a role into it, and people's tension span is another. This is not like a one size fits all. I think if you're the kind of person who's into deep type of like media, then of course I'm going to say Andor. But if you are just like, okay, let's just introduce you to the Star Wars universe, then I guess the originals would work. But I'm kind of like team prequel too. So I can't answer that question. One, because when I was a little girl, the originals were already out. There wasn't no prequels yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm just minding my own business. Listen to a Michael Jackson Thriller album. It is what it is. So in other words, I don't have that perspective of being a Star Wars fan in 2025. Never have seen anything, but I know who Darth Vader is. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like it should be Andor. I don't know why. Someone YouTube merged all of the entries of all of the episodes in season 1 and they harmonized it and they played it all at once. Such a cool detail. That's really cool. I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start. I really wouldn't know. Like a lot of you guys, introduction to Star Wars was The Mandalorian. Well, I'll be honest, this wasn't on a poll, but I'll be honest, maybe that's where you should start. Right now, there's a interesting division being formed with Dave Filoni Star Wars versus Tony Gilmore Star Wars. And I'm going to be honest, like I don't think we need this is the kind of Star Wars we need moving forward. I think there's a place for Andor, and I think there's a place for the Mandalorian. However, I really hope that there I would say what Star Wars should improve on is better character development and stories that make sense. For example, For those who saw what's that series? God, Obi-Wan, right? Obi-Wan. I still don't understand how Leia is under the coat at the Empire Station. Like what? There were things about Obi-Wan that I like, but things like that not so much. Um Andor is also not kid friendly. You would have to have a child with a mature mindset to take Andor in. God forbid your child sides with the Empire state of mind. You might be raising a dictator, so we don't want that. But if you have mature children, sure, but probably not. So, um, it just depends on the maturity of the child. Because even there's things in the prequel, especially episode 3, that is not for impressionable evil minds. But yeah, I did hear this. And I really hope that Mark is just being a little wink wink, trying to throw us off about maybe him poking up in the latest movie, Grogu, or whatever they're calling it, for next year. Um, I wonder what made him say it. Like I always feel like Mark is very, very vocal, especially politically. But I feel like this feels like something different. I don't know if it's the success of Andor or because not for nothing. And let's just be honest, for the first time, probably in the history of Star Wars, somebody produced and created something that was really, really good, like George Lucas type of good. And it did shake up everything about Star Wars as we know it. Like Star Wars, it's so interesting. Either Star Wars is going to become something really wonderful or still be in this weird, let's throw it at the wall, let's see what sticks. I feel like I'm sure Disney shareholders want more reactions like this because that ends up with merch, that ends up with people being invested, that ends up with people having Disney Plus and rewatching series over and over and over and over again like us. So the win is when you're a streaming platform, your goal is to get new subscribers, get people to stay, get people invested in what you're producing, and I hate to say it, sell merch. Let's just be honest. Now, I brought this t-shirt, this Rogue One t-shirt, maybe a year or two ago. And so, I actually liked Rogue One. I thought it was a good movie, but I never watched it over and over again. Andor, I'm watching over and over and over and over again. I feel like a freaking spice addict. But because some of you guys did vote for having ad tiers, because a lot of you guys met me in the ad tier watch party era, which is this year, I am going to be doing Rogue One again next Tuesday because one, I want to see this again. Well, not again. This will be my first time seeing it since Andor. Watch Andor season 1 and 2 again, and then watch Rogue One again with you guys, but with the ads. So I appreciate this little tiny community that I'm part of because I'm a normie. So I don't even know where you put someone like me. Like I know I can't say I'm a normie. I would say I'm more of a norm. I don't know. What I don't know. We gotta find a terminology for people that are not quite normies but not experts. But I love Star Wars. Like I'll put it like this: if I had so let's go down through all my fandoms. I love Marvel. I love Star Wars. Um, I love Nintendo. I'm sure I'm missing one more thing. Oh, and I do like DC. I used to love DC, but oh my God, if we see one more story about Batman's origin and keep switching on Batman's, like I completely digress. But this new chapter of DC is supposed to be a refresh, a rebirth, or whatever. So I got my tickets to see the advanced screening with Prime. But Tim Guns, I hope you get this right. Because when I was a kid, DC was king here. And then, I don't know. I'm like, it's not Tim Gunn's fault for the fall of DC, but it's now your job to fix it. But I say all that. I have multiple fandoms. I would say about 5 or 6. If I had to choose one, it would be Star Wars. If they were like, Trisha, this is it, pick one. It's Star Wars. Because it kind of feels real. So especially with Andor, I'm like, can we get blue takeout? Like, where's this world? So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Star Wars theory, but Star Wars theory is the reason why I have grown to grow into this community and learn more about Star Wars. He has some awesome lore videos, but he decided, and I'm so upset that he did. He decided to stop doing the watch parties. Like, he's one of those people I always want to know what he's thinking, what's his feelings, this, that, and the third. And then like he was like, I'm over like people attacking me. I'm out. So of course, when the finale came and he was doing his tours for his I think it's called Theory Sabers or whatever. Yeah, I think it's whatever. Because I know like there's 2 companies, but one's his and one's not. But the point is, he was doing a Saber launch, with his company, and of course the fans were like, "Look, no, Theory, you have to watch it. Theory, you have to watch it." And eventually, he watched it. Yeah, absolutely. And what's crazy? I'm not sure like what part of the country or world you live in, but I'm from New York, and let's just say it feels like the emperor. It feels like Palpatine lives here. You know, it feels like things about the city are changing. Like right now, LA's doing experiencing riots because there's been some really weird things going on with abuse of power. I'll just say that. And people are like, what the hell? My only concern is, for those who are in LA, my family's from LA, my mom's from Cali. I have friends out there, I have family out there. Listen, y'all, you have the right to protest. You have the right to stand up for your rights. But I'm a little confused about why are we like looting stores. This part always confuses the fire out of me. I'm like, what is that about? And this time it looks like there might be some heavy consequences for looting. So, stand up for your rights. Be the Gores of the United States. But for crying out loud, please do not mess up your communities. Do not rob stores. It's please, like, uh, yeah, that's this. I digress. But in other words, we're experiencing this kind of stuff in real life, and it sucks because things are changing, man. And I mean, we all kind of saw it coming, no matter what. Like, some people are blaming certain aspects for what's going on, but I hope you guys were realizing since 2020, right? Doesn't matter who was in power, there has been a shift in everything, and there have been ways of controlling us that we've never felt before. And I don't care if you're red, blue, who you voted for, this was going on since 2020, and somebody wasn't even in the house yet. So I'm just saying, instead of placing blame, you put this person there, you put this person there, I would just say, wake up. Everyone wake up. This is not exclusive to the United States. This is like everything's changing in ways that I've never experienced before. And it's like, it's weird. It's scary, it's uncertain, but it's not exclusive to one area. It's spreading everywhere. This is why I love this freaking series, whatever. But I digress. So I actually wrote a comment on Theory's post about his review. And one thing he recommends seeing it a certain kind of way. I'm going to like kind of like expand on what he said, because I kind of said something similar to my cousin way before he even did his review. So here's my criticism of the series. Even though I think this is close to perfect, and I really do, there are times where it's slow. You don't know who these characters are. For crying out loud, when I heard about this Andor thing being like a series, I was like, I went to my friend Rocky and I said, who the hell is Andor? Like, because hold on, hold on. I hear an ad out of nowhere, but I don't know where it's coming from. Gary, hold on, y'all. What the hell? Okay. So anyway, so I was like, who the hell's Andor? And so then Rocky tells me who it is, and I was like, who asked for this? So then I saw season one and I liked it. Not loved it, I liked it. And then when season two was coming out, I believe it was April 22nd of this year, I said, well, let me see season one. I kind of forgot everything that happened. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I really like season one. It hit different because one, I kind of knew who the key people were. But then I'm like, it couldn't get better than this. So then I saw episodes 1, 2, 3 of season two of Andor, and I said, what? I wish I had queued up footage of me watching it the first time. I fell asleep. I remember being angry. I was like, what, who are these idiots in the forest of Yavin? What the helly? What the helly? And so I was just like, I don't get it. And so I say all that. Of course, there was purpose in those episodes, but my criticism is if I've never watched, if I was watching this for the first time, it was kind of hard to push through. But of course, we come to find out, at least for me, some of my favorite episodes is coming from that first arc because it's building the whole thing with the Gores, you know, the secret alliance to like figure out how to get. I think it's called Calcite or whatever. This the material they need to build the Death Star. The whole thing with Yavin being like confused, they're all fighting each other. I felt like that could have been fleshed out better, but I think that's where the weakness is. It's something that's that weird forest scene. It was important to show like how disorganized and crazy it was, but I just think that could have been a little bit different. But whatever. And then of course the wedding and my mother, you know, being shaken down by her friend Tay, and Luthen like, forget the number, we got to get rid of Tay, and just so many key things were being into place to one protect the building of the rebellion, and just what it took to get the rebellion built to the level that it got, right? Because the whole point of Rogue One is to get the message from episode 4 to Princess Leia and them. So it's just the backstory to the backstory, how Luke was able to spoiler alert, destroy the Death Star, and basically everything was possible for our heroes in episodes 4, 5, and 6, Luke, Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca, all this was possible because of the groundwork that was done in Andor and Rogue One. This is freaking brilliant, bro. Like, nobody acted for it, but I'm so glad we got these 24 episodes plus Rogue One. Beautiful, beautiful work. And I don't know. And of course, because real things were going on in real life, I find it even more for us to kind of pay attention. You're going to be able to plug in this stuff into real world scenarios for 2025. And my heart breaks that there are people suffering all over the world because of abuse of power. You're funny. You want to spin off of do you think they would do it? Krennic spinoff? It's possible. Krennic, he crushed it. I never even paid him any mind. And so of course when I would do my watch parties again, because I'm more of a normie than not, I was like, who the hell is this? And then when I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, the guy from Rogue One, who I never paid attention to because it's so crazy. It's like Darth Vader was like treating him like crap, and he was spreading that love to Deidre and Cyril and anyone else that pretty much, well, not Cyril, but anybody who just did not do what he wanted. So it was so funny how like the chain of command is once Darth Vader's pulled out the equation. So before I'm so rambling. I'm so excited about this. So basically, Star Wars Theory was suggesting to like if basically I'm not saying he said skip it, but like let's say you can't get through the cook up, like the build up to the whole things in episode 7 and 8, then just start with 7. I said the same thing to my cousin, but I'm like, cousin, because my cousin is a big, big Star Wars fan too, but she finds it a little boring, the Andor thing. I said, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to beg you to push through it. Like, I'm even thinking about going to my cousin's house and make her freaking watch it, because my cousin appreciates Star Wars the way I do, but I'm like, she doesn't have the luxury of time like I do because my cousin's married with kids, so it's different. Like I have like so much more time than my cousins do. But the point is, I need you to push through this. But let's say you just can't push through it. You're like, I don't understand why these people are in the forest. Who the hell? Why is this girl dancing like she's high on spice? Then all right, fine. But I really feel like you're not going to be able to appreciate the payoff. Just let it cook. Let it cook, y'all. So if I had to rate Andor, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It would have been a 10 if they could have. There's something slowish about those first three to 6 episodes. But now here's the good news. Once you get through it, you find out what this is about. It was not random. Everything's relevant. This connective tissue. Tony was cooking. He was doing his thing. He was giving you gourmet Star Wars. Then I'm going to highly recommend to rewatch seasons 1 and 2 all over again. You will realize that Tony and his team did an outstanding job for making it all make sense. It was brilliant. Like, it made me realize I'm longing for deeper type of media now. I want more. I demand more. And I don't mean it with Star Wars. I just mean in everything. I like things that make you think. I like things that make you like really like analyze it. And I've never analyzed a Star Wars anything in my freaking life. Now, the cool thing is George Lucas did give us this in his movies in episodes 1 through 6. It was done a little bit different. It was more kid friendly, but there was real world things. I mean, it's always been about a war in space, y'all. I don't know if you guys realize it's always been very political. You see a lot of politics play out in episodes. I think it's 2, right? 1 and 2, like the prequels. So it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it was the lightsabers distracting us. Maybe it was that fine freaking Obi-Wan or Ewan McGregor and Hayden. Oh Lord. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I know for me, when I used to consume Star Wars, especially before, this is before I got into the fandom, like around 2020, I used to like look at it as entertainment. I never really cared about the backstory or none of this stuff. I was like, I'm not saying who cares, I just didn't. It was like entertainment. Like, same thing with Marvel. I'm guilty on both for doing this on both franchises. But now I'm just like, if you pay attention to some of these movies, especially Marvel, there's a lot of things that, even though we didn't know about AI and stuff like we do now, they were telling us stuff then. So in other words, pay attention to these movies. They're giving us Simpson a little, like I see the future energy. That's all I'm saying. So I should have just made a separate post about Andor, because I can ramble about this all day, but whatever. Fun find. Actually, there's a few. I'll start with the one that's actually in my hand. So this bowl, I found out because I got this years ago, is on sale on Amazon. I think I paid $17. I think it's on sale for $13. I have a Amazon storefront. Links are in the description bar. Please use them. It will help fund this channel, which needs so much love. I need to get out of ad tiers for Disney. I need to pay my Con Edison bill. My lights are about to get turned off. I wish I was kidding. But yeah, use those links. No cost to you. It helps, I get a little kickback. So far I made 85 cents. Let's get this up to at least $10 before the month ends. But they do have, now this is not an Amazon, but if you would like to get the 20th anniversary vinyl score, that's available. I also I'm not sure if you guys saw the catalog or read the catalyst, but it does come in a Kindle and a hard copy and a soft book, right? Paper book, whatever, paperback. I haven't gotten a hard copy yet. I got the Kindle version so far. I think everyone's so in love with Rogue One and freaking uh Andor that we're just buying up anything from this era now. So I don't know. I get it, is what it is. But if I can get a hard copy, if anybody knows me, that's what I want. That's what I want for Christmas, a hard copy of this book. Hey, what's up, Chris? Um, Another thing is I actually have like a special section just for Star Wars. Anytime I do a cosplay moving forward, I'll take a picture. Most of my stuff comes from Amazon. Y'all, I can't wait to share with y'all my Superman cosplay. So cute. But anytime I do, whether it's movie or Comic-Con or whatever, I do some form of a cosplay. Sometimes it'll be like more on the professional side because I do have a 9 to 5. Sometimes I get to go all out. Honestly, I did get to go to work in that outfit. Like I'm sure sometimes my company or the people I work for do for freelance. I know they're like, oh hell no. But then like they realize it's more of an asset than not. But now they want us all dressed up professional for real. So my days of coming to work like and Ahsoka are over. And it's funny when I came to work, 90% had no idea what I was. So one guy goes, "Oh my God, I love your hat. Where did you get your hat?" And I'm like, "I'm dressed like Ahsoka." And he goes, "Ahsoka." And I'm like, "From Star Wars." And that's when I realized because Ahsoka has a very beautiful aesthetic. The color palette's really beautiful. It's really freaking nice. So I don't know. I don't know. Knowing your cultural collection, I'm not surprised it extends to books instead um, of just being movies. This is how I know something's changed. When I started coming to the Star Wars fandom, especially Star Wars theory, he's really big on books, comics, this, that, and the third. And that's why he's really good at what he does. There's other YouTubers, actually, most other Star Wars YouTubers are really big on books and comics. I'm not. When I was a little kid, yes. But like as I'm adulting and I have like other interests, like I have a lot and they're all expensive. This is why like I'm struggling for my life to keep the lights on. I'm just like, I'm not going to get into the whole comic thing. And then when my brother was alive, rest in peace to my brother JR, he had a huge comic book collection, but my other brother has it. So, I mean, if I can, I don't know, like I learned to let this go because, especially like you don't want to fight over things like that. But honestly, I kind of wish I just got my brother's comics because my brother has had a huge collection. And my little brother has no idea what the heck he inherited. So I was like, bro. But the point is, I digress. I know it's expensive. It's something I can't afford. However, I will, if anything, get the Kindle or the digital versions. They're much cheaper. I know on Spotify, if you have the paid tier, they have a few audio books for free. They're Star Wars related, specifically enhancing this era. So it's I'm not that person, but this whole thing with freaking Andor is making me this person because now I want to like take it all in. I want to know about the whole thing of Star Wars. So I can't wait to start getting into books, um, especially with the Star Wars thing because it feels so freaking real, so freaking amazing. But I never thought an intro would take me 40 freaking minutes. But I need you guys to start setting up either your Disney Plus, in my case, my Apple TV that I brought all my movies, on Apple TV. Hold on, Rogue One. I was like, y'all in luck. I actually purchased this one. Where is it? Of course, now that I need it, I don't see it. Recently purchased Rogue One. I purchased this movie back in 2019. I was just getting into the Star Wars world, and I so happened got to work with the guy and a girl that were Star Wars fans. And so that's the one who's like, Trisha, you have to watch Rogue One. So I ended up buying it because it's before Disney Plus was a thing. And so that's how I ended up having 7 movies. It was kind of pricey. I paid over $100 for this collection. And so sometimes when I'm on a flight, I'll watch a Star Wars movie just for the heck of it. But I'm not gonna lie, it's rare. Actually, I never play Rogue One over and over again. I did see it in theaters last year, I believe it was in, and I saw it back in 2019. I think that was it. As much as I like it, I think watching Andor is going to make me love it, and that's the question. Like, how will this change how I see Andor? Now, being into the rabbit hole of YouTube and all the awesome YouTubers that have been covering Andor, um, I could tell it's really going to enhance it. I think what I love about this series is Tony found a way for us to fall in love with both the good and the bad side. Both sides think they're right. And it's so interesting. When I grew up, I didn't have a traditional childhood. I spoke about this before, but I used to like mainly be around people that didn't look like me. And so I had a very unique perspective about everything. And so in a good way, not in a bad way. But it made me appear to be sheltered to people like from my racial background. Like, oh, like some of the things I would say would seem like so out of touch. And so of course, you grow up, you start going to college, you start meeting more people, more diversity. You're just out in the real world and you realize that that people have their unique perspectives based on how they're raised, you know? No, Tori is actually on live with Jen. That's why I was late because I was watching their live. But yeah, Tori's on Jennifer's channel. I mean, in theory, they should be ending soon. They started like 2.5 hours ago. But yeah. Yes, this is the only downfall of having other YouTube friends. Sometimes our schedules clash with each other. So no, Tori and Jennifer is on Jennifer's channel doing a live. And Tori's not into Star Wars yet. I stress yet. Tori, come to the well, even though I'm with the Rebel Alliance, but come to the Star Wars dark side. Come down the rabbit hole with us. I really think that after watching Andor several times, that this is going to change my whole perspective of Rogue One. So with that being said, guys, let me just get the timer and everything set up. Where are we going? Where are we going? Now if I fall asleep, which I hope not to. Please forgive me. Because you guys know I stay falling asleep, especially when I do a late live. I don't mean to. We now have a timer. You guys came from my booty hole for not having a timer, and I finally figured it out. And honestly, that was the best thing. I forgot who told me, like, they were like, where's your timer? Very amateurish. And I was like, you know what? You're right. We should have a timer. Um, we are going to start in about 30 seconds or less. Now, because I'm a normie, I don't have the best ability of knowing names. But if anything else, I'll write a couple of notes and look a couple of things. Look things up when we have our recap. True, 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 true. Um, Honestly, if I didn't have presentations, I could do them a lot earlier. But I don't know if you know this, Crystal. I know you're on both my channels. I am a merchandiser, so a lot of my days are like legitly working. If I worked in an office, I'm sure I could do my presentation at work, but I have like 30 minutes, like a 30-minute break, and then like some days I'm unpacking or merchandising. And now we're trying to get new hires, and then like there's a whole big thing with that now. So yeah, so I'm a merchandising manager, but I be honest, if I had to be honest, I'm gonna say I am a stock person. That the majority of my job is stock. I mean, yeah, I oversee a team, but I pretty much work with especially now, like the company that I'm working with, they're doing very, very well. And I definitely don't want to complain. My days go really, really fast, but I can't do my presentations at all. Like work is work and YouTube is YouTube. They're completely separate. But I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. I've watched a lot of people's YouTubes. You have 9 to 5s. Some of you guys work in restaurant businesses. Sometimes some of you guys work in retail like me. And yeah, so you don't have the luxury of downtime. So I wish I could do these things earlier. But I'm just so grateful just to be able to do this all together. So and connect with people that find what I like watching and watch it together. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But let's get ready to press start because this is 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I pray to God I don't go on a 40-minute tangent when we finish this. Uh, well, if you like the Karate Kid live streams, um, we're gonna do Cobra Kai, I believe in August, because I'm gonna do the Ironheart series. I believe it comes out June 24th-ish. And then I want to do some DC stuff to get ready for Superman. And I do want to do some stuff for Fantastic Four. So, all the watch parties will be all over the place. But we go back to Cobra Kai for the rest of the year. By the time we're done with Cobra Kai, I should be out of the ad tier with Disney Plus, and then I'll let you guys decide if you want to continue doing watch parties. Do you want to under the free thing? Hopefully, I'll have memberships by the end of the year. But I personally love doing watch parties. Like I mean, I would do this at home anyway. I'm such a TV streaming person. I watch too much TV, but I've been like this as a kid. Like I'm the kind of person, even though I go out, I do a lot of stuff for YouTube. Truth be told, I'm a homebody. I love being home. Give me some good snacks. Give me my puppy. Give me my favorite family members to like dive into stuff with. But honestly, none of my family's really into Star Wars, except for my brother who passed away. So I was just like, I'm I'm stuck with y'all, and I love being stuck with y'all. I mean, of course, I miss my brother. But that goes without saying. But I don't like to force like my fandoms on people. So, if you organically love Star Wars or you want to get into Star Wars, then hi, we could all learn it together. Because me being more on the normie side, I do want to give better breakdowns and stuff. And I'm going to be learning it just like everyone else, books, research, that kind of stuff. Your review of Karate Kid 2010 and Legends were my first lives I came for. Yes, I do remember. I do remember that. I appreciate you because, sometimes I do my lives and it's just me, myself, and I. And then sometimes I fall asleep. I know for one of the Karate Kids, I did fall asleep. I think it was when my eye first started like doing that weird, I had a really bad infection. And the more I try to keep the eye open, the more I would get these really weird headaches. So I had to fall asleep. I couldn't take it anymore. So my eye's still healing, but at least they're both completely open. But like this eye's still blackened. It's a hot mess. So at least it's open. I'm very grateful. I was just like, bruh. And no more weird headaches. But it was a sty that got infected. and the infection's still giving me issues. But yeah, listen, I picked the perfect partner. I'm trying to convince Tori to do her own pop culture kind of YouTube because she's really good, very analytical, and she always takes things to the next level. So I'm like, girl, you need your own channel. I mean, she does have her own channel on the Jackson side, but she needs her own channel on this. She's really young, really like mature, and just have a real appreciation for like really deep things. So Chris, I will let Tori know you asked about her, the compliment you gave her, and hopefully she'll get her. I mean, I'm hoping. I said, Tori, just get another channel. Get another channel. Keeps your life nice and full or fuller. All right, y'all. We're about to press start. Let me make sure I got my stopwatch on. And we are going to count down as always. If I fall asleep, it is what it is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press start. Don't hear anything. What the hell? Oh. All right. Oh, that's so cool. Let me see if I wonder if she's on her other live. Which is so helpful. Like some of the YouTubers that I came across, like the ones that are super analytical, oh my God, those are my favorite YouTubers. Oh my gosh. So this is Jen as a child. I remember when I first saw Rogue One, I was like, who are these people and why do I care? Oh. There's a YouTuber named Generation Tech. He has some really good insight to some of the characters that are in Rogue One. I know I highlighted him during the Andor series, but I do remember seeing one of his posts and it just brought to light this character here. Could you imagine being a child seeing this happening to your freaking parents? You know what my biggest fear and concern? That the future that's forming in front of us will be like very similar to Star Wars. Like all of it. And it's scary. Mm. Kill him, kill him. Wow. They didn't say find her. They said find it. I guess children's are it. Find it. Someone needs to like create a Star Wars inspired takeout spot in New York. I know in LA they have a cantina. And of course they got Galaxy's Edge, but you gotta pay money to get into Disney. If Disney's smart, they need to have some Andor like stuff and like little Disney, we need to talk. Andor changed everything. At least Jen's family was smart enough to prepare for the inevitable. Now, if anybody's not familiar, Jen's dad is part of the reason for the Death Star being built unintentionally. Yeah, I was like, who the hell are these people and why do I care? They made us care though. It's interesting. Rogue One had that same type of challenge that Andor has, where you're just like, what is this about? And then when you realize what it's about, you're like, oh my God. The Ring of Kafrine, that was in freaking Andor, and that's where he was headed at the last episode of Andor. That's what I love about Andor. I actually care about shit now. The Ring of Kafrine. Why is Andor always killing people? I wonder if Jen's dad ever thought about killing himself. Because he's like pretty much a really critical reason why the Death Star is built. He's a brilliant scientist. And he helped to like design like the core system of it. You never thought about killing yourself? You're a brilliant scientist. Kill yourself. Not funny, but there's nothing funny about killing yourself. Not even a little bit. But you know what I'm saying. It's a movie. But at least he was smart enough to like do something good in the situation. But I don't want to mess up just because you didn't see it. Like I remember when we was introduced to Saul Guerrero again. Who you? Oh, okay, so Yavin. The Rebel Alliance headquarters. Huh. Look at her face. I bet you she doesn't even realize she's with good people. My mother. Who cut her hair like this? I mean, I guess it's kind of realistic that your hair looks like this if you're just fighting for your life. Oh, oh. Mm. For those who saw the last episode of Andor, and he would not tell them where he was. Mm. Did anybody even care who Mon Mothma was until Andor? Do we have to do a poll? Let's find out. Let's do a poll. No, let me wet my hand first. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to rewatch freaking Andor. I'm already like it's completely changing the whole experience of watching this movie. Now the guy talking to Andor, I don't remember his name, but I remember seeing him. Um, I do remember seeing him in that series. Let me find out who he is. What? I feel like we need a Saw Gorilla t-shirt and then just put lies. They did have a lot of setbacks and delays. I hate when you recognize a character, but you just cannot pinpoint who they are. Mm. These people were in his house, and just to know, like, they turned on him for his freaking mind. Who does that? Oh, Jen's with her dad before the tides went nuts. When did Galen realize I can't rock with these people anymore? I need to hide me and my entire family. Because I mean, in this clip, she's flashed back into when she when they were all friends. Mm, mm. K2 like is this awesome comic relief. He was like that in Andor, absolutely in this movie. Brody. Oh no. Saw is nuts. Miss Bill's on the home. He would be equivalent to that lady that was Andor and knew that Andor had something special about him. She was the healer. I guess the ones that are force sensitive can do things like that. Mm. Mm. Oh, that little creature was an Andor too. When they were living on the farm, I think. Mm. Mm. Hey, Giga. Mm. I need to take the dog to the vet. She feels heavier. You feel heavier to me. I think you're gaining weight, which means you need to work out more. We could work out together. That's fine, baby. Mm. He's the daredevil of space. Go to bed, boo boo. Go to bed. Mhm. Oh. Why are you covering up a blind man? Make it make sense. He's like, are you kidding me? I'm blind. What is that? Oh, definitely gonna have to watch a YouTube who broke these characters. Definitely, you're seeing some people from Andor in here. Actually, that's a. He said this is the first from him, but he was also in prison on an Andor. I don't know if he meant this is the first type of gel like this for me, or I don't know. No biggie. I just unplugged my camera, make it make sense. Uh, uh. There we go. Mm. Mm. This whole movie hits different. She got her mom shot in front of her face after cars. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. When I see Andor after seeing Rogue One, it's probably gonna be my highest Disney streaming year ever. The popcorn tried to kill me. Oh, that guy's Tarkin, right? Yes. But he passed away when they made this. Got you, got. So why does this guy look so familiar? It messed him up. Hmm. Krennic and Tarkin. Now I feel like we need to watch A New Hope. Stardust. How much blood, sweat, and tears was gone into building the Death Star? And this guy's like, this is how you destroy it. Hmm. She hasn't seen her daddy in over a decade. Mm. Oh. Space Daredevil. Mm. 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 This is crazy. Oh, wow. Huh. Punch it. Yes. This is freaking nuts. And they're looking at like, look at the planet disappear. Mm. Oh, wow. Mm. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, so at least they explain why the father didn't kill himself. Because the Death Star was gonna happen without him, regardless. So this is funny how this played out in Andor, where no one ever believed each other. He's questioning her. That's so. Nobody believes anybody. Thank you, blind man, Daredevil. Yes. I feel like we need to watch A New Hope. Just saying. Wow. He do. That's right, K2. Why do I feel like when we do Comic-Con in New York this year, there are going to be so many Andor inspired outfits? The only thing that might trump it, we still got to see like the impact of Fantastic Four and Superman, but regardless, Star Wars people are going to represent. I know they will. So cool. Oops. Mm. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Ooh, I should have brought fresh lime juice. Do I want to get out? BRB. Excuse me, Giga. Hi, Giga. All right. Lime water. Oh God, this movie will never be the same because of Rogue Andor. Oh. Wow, she hasn't seen her dad in so long. And now he's dying. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Yo, their sniper friend is no joke. He's like, I got you. Da, 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 da. You're a rebel now. I remember when my Martha did her speech, And Andor put the jacket gave her the jacket. He goes, "Welcome to Rebellion." Wow. Jen's really having a bad day. Anybody that she remembers from her childhood has died. First it was Saul, then her dad. There's no one left. Her mother died in front of her. Then she's stuck with Andor, who's trigger happy, and his friends, who's even more trigger happy. And she's looking like, who sent you? Oh, shoot. Oh, wow. Oh, ooh, not a stormtrooper. 6 years old. I ain't gonna lie. Tired. Let's see how much time we have left. 102. I can stick it out. I didn't know the intro was going to take me 45 minutes to get out. I was so excited about Andor. It's like, girl. Oh, it's the it's the chosen one, Lava Man. Or is it? Oh, he's in the bathtub tank or whatever that tank is called. Who? You know Galen compromised this weapon. Mm, mm. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, okay. This is so freaking dope. This is everybody from Andor. I'm just gonna start crying. But I'm afraid to wipe my face because it's the eye with the pus. Oh wow. I'm really teary eyed. Is it the pus or am I really teary eyed? Rebellions are built on hope. Oh, I'm losing consciousness. They love giving some good speeches. I knew I was gonna fall asleep. I knew it. How much time I have left? Thank God we're watching this twice. And I'm like, to do well, I don't do coffee, but to do caffeine this late would be really not good. Hmm. all of a sudden, I have this unprovoked reason to want freaking home baked cookies. Not just any, like oatmeal with raisins, which are two things that are not in this house. I mean, I have Kamut. I got good dates. Not want some homemade cookies. What's wrong with me? Mm. I already know what I'm gonna be doing this weekend. Well, I'll probably will watch. Let me see. I'm probably gonna watch season 1 of Andor for tomorrow for the entire day. I don't think I have any lives tomorrow. And then see a, every oh heck yeah, I cannot wait. And then see Rogue One. Well, actually, I'll probably watch Rogue One again with you guys. I was going to do it privately, but I don't know if I have time to see watching 24 episodes plus commentary of Easter eggs of what I missed. Oh, very clever that they did have some characters from Andor inside Rogue One from in Andor. Mm. 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 Whew. Here's a random fact, but my father is shaped like K2 so much. And unfortunately, I got cursed with some of that shape. Like his torso was so short and he had these long legs. So I thank God I don't have it as bad as him, but I was like, every time I see this joint, I was like, Dad? Oh no, we got aunties. Crazy. Dun, 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 dun. You're screwed. Mm. Oh, her nickname. Mm. We should have a game. How many times did I fall asleep during this live? I think it's 3. It might be more. Stardust. Ho ho ho. Ho 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 ho. Hope they have my well, actually, hmm, scratch what I was saying. Clearly, I'm talking in my sleep. 4 times asleep. This sucks. But thank God I keep waking up on the key parts. I am officially so tired. I have no idea what the hell I missed. You know, it's a great fighting scene, especially with the backstory of everything. Who knew that this makes a great pillow? I will never do a watch party like that again. I am dead asleep, bruh. Thank God I've seen this movie before. Awkward. I wonder if I was snoring because my throat is so dry right now. Oh, excuse Eva. Mm. The best is yet to come. Ah! Mm. Who are you? Shut up! Honestly, I find it so unrealistic that he took all this time to talk. Shoot first, then ask, "Who the hell are you?" Or, as we would say from episode 8, "Who are you?" Mm. Giga, giga, giga. Mommy fell asleep during the live. Mommy got to make the live a little bit earlier and talk a little less. So what the shade? What's wrong, boo boo? Mm. Mm. This is for Deidre. This is for Sarah. This is for the rebels. Wait. Oh. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, this is so sad. Giga. Mm. At least she gets to be united with her mom and dad as we are about to transition into another life. Um, all right, Giga. Give me the Andor hug. Oh my god, you can feel the skin sizzle off the freaking bone. Oh my lord. Like watching well, actually, I'll wait till this finishes because my gosh. Like, no, let me not lean, I'll fall asleep again. Holy moly! Mm, mm. Darth Vader is the beast, not the freaking force choke. No, take it. Mm. Mm-mm. Dun, dun, dun. Guys, I said I propose we see a new hope. I don't know when to have it in my schedule, but we gotta find it. We gotta find it. We gotta find it. Let's go my schedule. If I don't do a trip because something's pending, I know what we're gonna do. Princess Leia, Obi-Wan. Now, granted, I did fall asleep for some of it. I have seen Rogue One. Lord. Shut up. Oh my god, this is awesome. Um, let me see. This is so freaking awesome. The credits are playing, so I don't see the point of us going to the credits. I'm not that person. I'm that person in the movie theater when I'm paying like I think I paid $30 to see Superman 3 days early. And the only reason why I spent that much money, because I know the internet would be internet and messing up movies as always. But I digress. I freaking digress. Time for my freaking thoughts. Listen, y'all. Let's talk. To my cousin, my friends, and family who are like, "Oh my god, Andor's it's wow." Listen. People acting like they got things to do. Everybody stuck in New York. Nobody got no freaking money to travel. Watch freaking Andor. Hold on. Something's going off. Anywho, this is definitely a completely different movie after watching Andor. It's freaking night and day. It's you can't even compare it. I never gave two poop about anybody in freaking Rogue One until today. No, I mean, again, sorry, I apologize. I fell asleep, but welcome. Hi, my name is Gadget Trish. We fall asleep during the lives. But listen, I saw enough to know this movie is not the same. The Andor completely changed everything. Not only about freaking this movie, Rogue One, but clearly now we have to watch A New Hope. Again, I'm not going to be able to give a date when we're going to see A New Hope. There's just that is pending because my schedule is a little crazy during the summer. Let me just breathe. I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited. Just give me a second to take this in. Now, here's the good and the bad news. For Andor, it elevates his character so much higher than Jin's. I don't have that same connective tissue. Like when I saw, like before I saw Andor, I must admit I was more invested with Jin. We get the backstory of Jin. Her mom gets killed in front of her. She's hidden away with Saul. It's just completely different. So of course, because we saw Andor, now you're just like, oh my gosh. Now this is something that I don't. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I don't. Okay, I only love Andor because I saw Andor, right? If you see the movie at face value without Andor, you're not gonna give two poop about Andor. You're really not. They're not focusing on him. He's a side character, so it's just like, who are you? Inside joke, but it's definitely something that enhances it in such a way. And what Andor not does for Rogue One is you are so invested with the Rebel Alliance. Yavin has a whole different meaning to see it like slowly being built up, to find out who's behind building it, how it happened, a lot of shady stuff, a lot of shady, gray, gritty stuff had to be done to build the Rebel Alliance. And we find out about this all during Andor. And so for me, on so many more levels, everything hits so much freaking better. It is not even the same movie. Again, I'm sorry I fell asleep during some of it, but I saw enough to be like, this is what now my new obsession. I wonder how long will I be watching Andor this year? Because it's like I know I have things to watch. I still haven't seen you. I need to start preparing for Superman and Fantastic Four. But I'm telling you, anytime I'm not doing those things, I'll be playing Andor season 1, Andor season 2, now Rogue One, and then just keep rotating. And I might even throw in A New Hope. We have to, for now, let me just, because I'm not going to stay up much longer. I need to go to sleep. But June 17th, we're going to be watching Rogue One again with ads. Hopefully I won't fall asleep. I'll probably do it around 9. This way, everybody can be in bed before midnight. It is 1 freaking a.m. in the morning. Then, of course, I think we're going to do a bonus. We're going to do a bonus. Let me look at my calendar. See, the issue is I'm looking at my calendar now, and it's telling me that I do have something important to do for the place. We'll figure some stuff out. We will figure it out. Maybe I'll do it on a Friday or something. And like I said, I do have a pending trip, so I'm not even sure if I'll be around. Because if we do, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We have to watch A New Hope. We have to. We mother flipping have to. Um, I would say the number one way Andor changed the movie of Rogue One is you are more invested in the people. Even with what's that guy? The one who put the finger on teacher's freaking head. Let me see if I can find his freaking name. Hold on. Like Saul Guerrero never gave a boop about him until now. Rest in peace as taking the fumes. What was the other character? It's a big one too. Shoot. Oh man, I can't remember. The guy who just died just now. Oh, I have the worst memory. Give me a second. And it's funny, my Martha's in here in this movie. Who gives a boof about her? But of course, in Andor, she's very important to the whole thing too. She's a real key person. It's crazy. And I feel like it's so challenging. Movies only have 2 to 3 hours to really entertain you, inform you, and make you fall in love with the characters. And that's not really possible with one movie. But we got 24 episodes of Andor, so there's that. And it did an excellent job. It's funny. I'm in Chat GPT asking what are the characters that are both Rogue One, and they never mention this guy, the Imperial guy, and he's really important. But the one who put the finger on freaking Deja's head, that just head, then there's what's his name, Senator Orson or something. Let me see. I'm gonna Google it. You know what? I'd rather do this instead. I'd rather share something with you real quick. We won't play. Right. Hold on, I got something for y'all.
Is actually building a planet killer, and just who is the grand architect of that plan? Despite the Empire's setbacks in the Andor finale, director Krennic is closer than ever to completing the Death Star. He just needs his old friend Galen Erso, the last piece of the puzzle.
So I'm keeping it real with you. Again, honestly, I'm kind of happy Krennic died, but it's so crazy. Krennic did so many shady things to make this Death Star a reality. Then you got Tarkin saying, "This is my idea. Go F yourself." And I know he's just like, "Are you kidding me?" And he did a lot of stuff. He did that whole thing at what's that thing that happened in episode 8, the Gormans. He destroyed a whole planet to get that cow kite. And I'm just like, inside, he was committed to getting this Death Star, making it reality. And he's dead. And low key, that kind of hurts too.
That said, a host of rebels stand in Krennic's way. Alongside Cassian, the reprogrammed Imperial droid K2SO accompanies Jyn Erso to Jeddah in Rogue One. Andor not only reveals how Cassian and K2SO met, but also why Cassian trusts K2SO with his life. And there are even more dangerous rebels who return in Rogue One. First appearing in the 1983 film Return of the Jedi, Andor fleshes out Senator Mon Mothma's backstory in her home planet of Chandrila, up to when she leaves the Senate to join the rebellion on Yavin in Rogue One. Alongside the actual Rebel Alliance, Rogue One also sees the return of the more colorful side of the rebellion.
All right, so we're going to pause it whose channel is this? Because I'd rather you just go to that channel, show that YouTuber love. How do I get out of this? Oh, great. Awesome. Oh, there we go. We are going to head over
So where you
to
headed?
Screen Rant. Check out their. Oh, wow, they got a lot of subscribers. 8 million. Well, it's going. Another one's coming your way to get a breakdown, right? So what I'm gonna do, besides watch seasons 1 and 2 of Andor again, I might do Rogue One again privately, and of course watch things like Screen Screen Rant. We are definitely going to watch this again on the 17th. I'm going to do my best to get here around 8:39 so I don't fall asleep. Again, I apologize, but I fall asleep all the time. Whether I'm well rested or not, just is who it is. But and I will definitely I'll do something a little different for the one with ads. A couple little things. But I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Sorry, from the bottom of my heart for coming to this live, watching me sleep, sharing your comments. Shout out to Chris Price. Anybody else who stopped doing and said something. Uh, Rogue One is a way better movie now that Andor is here. But I'm not gonna lie, there's something missing from Rogue One that we didn't have. Maybe we were spoiled. We got spoiled. There's something missing. It might be like, I don't know. It feels hollow. Can anybody explain what I'm feeling right now? It doesn't feel as flushed out as Andor. It feels like this is what we got to do. Yeah, there's no gravy in the potatoes, but it's good. But it's not like Andor. Andor is superior. But I am actually going to head over to bed, clean my eye, and thank you again for coming as always. I appreciate you. Thanks for giving a thumbs up. Please, please, please don't forget to help keep the lights on. No, literally. If there's anything that you see, whether it be a Kindle book or my sushi bowl, Baby Yoda, anything Star Wars or anything in general, please get it through my Amazon storefront. We're definitely having some cool lives head there as well. I would say now 50% of my stuff comes out of Amazon. 2020 changed a lot. And so it's rare I do this. I mean, I still do certain things in person like grocery shopping. And I recently lost some weight, so I had to get some clothes. So I had to get that in person because I was not going to deal with returning a whole bunch of stuff at Andor, Amazon. I just like go to the store, try it on, whatever. But the point is, those are the rare conditions I shop. But Amazon is where I live. So if you want to help support the channel, whether it's to get a calculator, Casio, which I did get from Amazon, by the way, or whatever, definitely check out those links and definitely support any of the YouTubers that was featured in this live. And yeah, thanks again. And I will see you guys next week on the 17th. Rogue with ads. And we'll talk some more. But this definitely made Rogue One a lot better. So with that being said, see you next Tuesday, as I'm still going through Andor withdrawal on Tuesdays. Bye. Happy weekend.